Breaking news tonight, the devastating new numbers, 5 million cases of coronavirus in the U.S. At the school that went viral for its packed hallways, students and staffers now testing positive, while a fight breaks out at the church holding services against state orders, and the new fear that Big Ten college football may be canceled. The battle over benefits. Democrats and even some Republicans tear into the president's executive orders to extend unemployment benefits. So when will relief come? The most powerful earthquake in 100 years to hit North Carolina.
Oh my gosh, that was an earthquake.
Buildings shaking, roads buckling. The quake felt from Atlanta to D.C. Under investigation, police officers opened fire on a car full of children ages 9 to 16.
Those are children, man! Those are children, man!
The family demanding answers. Dangerous ride. Simon Cowell breaks his back while riding an electric bike. Sales of e-bikes are skyrocketing, and so are serious injuries. And the young boy in Africa filmed dancing ballet in the streets. Now the global effort to make his dreams come true.
This is NBC Nightly News with Kate Snow.
Good evening, I'm Jose Diaz-Balart. Kate Snow is off tonight. We begin with new COVID outbreak fears as cases top more than 5 million in the U.S., by far the highest in the world. And it's spreading rapidly, jumping from 4 to 5 million in just 17 days. Texas is now seeing its highest positivity rate yet. And in a tiny South Dakota city expecting hundreds of thousands for a motorcycle rally, these videos showing packed concert halls and no masks. Kathy Park is in Sturgis, South Dakota, with the latest.
Tonight, the coronavirus crisis deepening, with the country hitting 5 million cases. These 5 states combined making up more than 40% of the infections, including California, where the death toll topped 10,000. This morning in Ventura County, screaming, slapping, and shoving during a clash ahead of church where pro-mask demonstrators had gathered. Emotions running high at Godspeed Calvary Chapel, where they're defying statewide orders with indoor services.
This government doesn't give us our rights. God gave us these rights.
In the hotspot state of Texas, health officials reported a record high positivity rate, climbing since the end of July. In Georgia, where this back-to-school photo went viral, showing students shoulder to shoulder in the hallway, the principal now says the school will be closed tomorrow and Tuesday after 6 students and 3 staff members at North Paulding High School have tested positive for the virus. The school had suspended Hannah Waters, who initially posted the images, then reversed their decision.
I knew walking in masks weren't mandatory, but I did trust them to keep us safe.
And more questions tonight about the fate of college sports. The Big Ten announcing they'll slow down preseason football practices with no pads or full contact among athletes. This after the Mid-American Conference postponed all fall sports. Analysts believe the fallout is just beginning.
I don't think we'll have a season in the fall. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. But there's just too many challenges. It's like trying to thread a needle from 100 yards. There's too many things that can go wrong.
But the pandemic is not slowing down the annual Sturgis motorcycle rally, where people packed Main Street, bars, and concert venues.
Nobody wants to be the guinea pig.
Right.
But we're going to see. It could go right, it could go wrong. We're going to find out.
And Kathy joins us live from Sturgis. Kathy, has there been any other reaction to those videos of packed bars?
Well, Jose, some of the people we spoke with understand the risk, but since masks and social distancing are not mandated here, they say it's really up to the individual to decide whether they enter one of these busy establishments. Jose?
Kathy Park in Sturgis, thank you very much. President Trump's move to bypass Congress in order to extend unemployment benefits and pause payroll taxes was met with wide criticism today, with many saying it's not only not enough, but also unconstitutional. So will any of this affect you? Here's Kelly O'Donnell with late details.
9 days and counting since federal unemployment help ran out. married mother of two, Sarah Gard, is furloughed from her human resources job.
It's a lot of essentials that we're having to say, nope, not this month.
This is the payment relief.
Among the president's executive actions, a new formula for federal unemployment benefits. $400 weekly instead of $600, with states required to contribute $100. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that just won't work.
He's saying states have the money. No, they don't. They have expenses from the coronavirus. They have lost revenue.
Only Congress can make tax law. But the president says he can put a short-term hold on collecting payroll taxes, which fund Social Security and Medicare, for those earning under $100,000.
This will mean bigger paychecks for working families.
But wait, that deferred tax would still be owed next year, unless Congress agrees to waive it. A big unknown.
I plan to forgive these taxes.
Mixing in politics, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin described that potential tax savings as a Trump campaign promise.
When he's reelected, he will push through legislation to forgive that. So in essence, it will turn into a payroll tax cut.
The president called the reduced weekly federal unemployment check an incentive for the unemployed to find work.
I don't need to be incentivized to get back to work. I want to go back to work. I want to go back to work so much. Pandemics, they do end. I'm asking for enough help to get to the end.
Kelly, are these orders by the president even legal?
Well, there's a lot of debate about that, Jose, and Democratic leaders say they believe they are unconstitutional and they'll look at their legal options. But today they were more interested in getting back to the bargaining table, not heading off to court, to try to find some way to get a legislative solution to provide relief. Jose?
Kelly O'Donnell in Bridgewater, New Jersey, thank you very much. A rare and powerful earthquake hit the East Coast today, shaking residents on the border of North Carolina and Virginia. The jolt, the strongest the area has felt in more than 100 years. Ron Allen has details.
Without warning, Sparta started shaking this morning. A magnitude 5.1 earthquake striking near the sleepy North Carolina town at 8:07 a.m. Christopher and Laura Carter were trying to sleep in.
You could hear the rumbling, and of course we felt the shaking. You finally wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, that was an earthquake.
It's been nearly 100 years since anything this powerful has struck North Carolina. At least 45,000 Did You Feel It reports to the U.S. Geological Survey soon after. Residents along the eastern seaboard, from Atlanta to Washington, D.C., saying they felt the quake too.
There's tons of old faults from when the East Coast was more active, millions of years ago. Any of those can be reactivated.
In Sparta, widespread minimal damage, says the mayor. Houses with cracked walls and foundations, items knocked off shelves.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but you go out and you pick the bricks up and move on.
So with earthquakes, there are aftershocks. You ready for that?
Yeah, I think we're covered now. We're expecting it.
Not quite the big one, but still the most intense jolt many near the epicenter have ever felt. Ron Allen, NBC News.
A Georgia family is demanding answers tonight after a police officer fired shots at a car with 5 children inside. And now, state authorities are investigating what happened during that chaotic traffic stop. Blaine Alexander reports.
This is what they saw that, bro. This video shows the chaotic aftermath of a confrontation between South Georgia police and a car full of minors.
They're shooting at them. Or what? You know the kids. You see their kids and you still shooting?
State officials are investigating what led up to an officer
shot at her,
firing repeatedly at the vehicle.
These are kids. These are minors.
According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, a Waycross police officer tried to get license plate information on the car. 3 minors, ages 9, 12, and 14, got out and ran. When a second officer came to help, the GBI says the car drove toward that officer, who started shooting.
My little sister's going to be remembered running from the police and falling in the grass of her own yard and almost getting shot.
Inside the car, a 15 and 16-year-old, both facing charges including driving without a license, aggravated assault on an officer, and both charged with weapons possession. Their father told a local station the gun was in the glove compartment and registered to their mother.
Those are children, man!
Now the local NAACP is demanding release of the police body camera and dash cam video.
The most concerning aspect is a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old were subject to having guns fired in their presence or around them. And so our concern is the level of force that was used.
The GBI says no officers were injured and 2 have been placed on administrative leave. So far, the GBI has investigated 59 officer-involved shootings in Georgia this year, including 4 this weekend alone. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Atlanta.
And now to our series, Inequality in America. Tonight, one of the regions hit hardest by the pandemic was the Navajo Nation, stretching through parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. But as Cynthia McFadden reports, they're finally winning the battle.
You might think the vastness of Navajo Nation would have spared these people who have suffered so much. But the coronavirus did not pass them by. Like many here, Crystal Key and her family live far off the grid.
It hit our relatives. It hit people that we knew and loved and respected.
Her fear centered on her 9-year-old, who has a rare lung condition. So they've been on lockdown since March.
It has forced me as a mother to think about, how do I protect my children?
It's a question many ask, but especially here, where the coronavirus has killed more people per capita than in any U.S. state. Pervasive health disparities, systemic poverty, and a lack of access to running water created a perfect storm for the deadly virus. But against those odds, something incredible happened. Navajo Nation flattened the curve.
Early on, we were seeing positivity rates in the 30 to 40% rate. So incredibly high, which really just told us we needed to be doing much more testing.
And they did. Leaders also set up strict curfews every night at 8 p.m. and often for entire weekends, with steep fines for disobeying.
Real lockdowns, much tougher than the rest of the country.
Exactly. You see people here wearing masks with 100% compliance.
Why did they act so quickly?
I think that they know their history and they know that they can't count on other people to solve this for them.
Fair to say that as long as we've been keeping statistics about such things, it has been clear that Native Americans fare less well when it comes to infectious disease.
That's absolutely fair to say. Inadequate access to healthcare, inadequate access to water, to basic public health infrastructure that's placed people at higher risk for infectious diseases.
This is not a question of race, but of racism, essentially.
Of institutional racism.
It's a history Councilman Eugene So knows only too well. And while he's proud that his people flattened the curve, he says the crisis is not over.
This is serious. It's life or death.
What should the rest of America know?
That we're in a dirt world. We're still struggling right in the middle of the United States.
Navajo Nation President Jonathan Nez hopes people see what happened here as a cautionary tale.
Look at the Navajo Nation as a case study, you know.
You're really saying public health guidelines really work if you do them.
Listen to your professionals. I wish that the administration up in D.C. would do the same. Even the states around us would do the same.
Cynthia McFadden, NBC News, from Navajo Nation.
Coming up next, no lockers, no water fountains. We're going back to see the surprising new changes one school is making. Also, Simon Cowell's crash and the new warning about those electric bikes. We are back with the start of NBC's week-long series, Coronavirus and the Classroom. A few months ago, Kerry Sanders brought us the challenges one Florida school system faced to reopen safely. Well, tonight he returns to find out exactly how they're going to do it.
School, now with a whole new set of rules and changes at every turn. We first met Collier County Superintendent Kamala Patton in May. Back then,
kids still stand in hallways in elementary school. How many?
160 in this case. Social distancing, 44. 25% only. Where are we going to put those other kids?
And now the answer.
So our solution is going to be having the kids start their day immediately in their classroom.
Instead of congregating in the hallway.
Correct.
Back then, how would students sit? And now?
The desks are obviously not 6 feet apart, but...
With masks, we can still utilize the whole room, and it works.
And it works because?
We've worked in conjunction with our local health department to give us that guidance.
No one gets a locker. Water fountains shut down. For the young students at Mike Davis Elementary School, this may seem overwhelming.
So it says, my mask protects you, your mask protects me. And in we come, and hello.
Good morning.
Administrators and teachers hidden behind masks, putting their pictures on buttons. Students still get recess, but the playground is split, keeping kids from different classes from mingling.
Kids on playground, yes, mask.
With 45,000 students here, the added costs due to coronavirus, $26 million, essentially a COVID surcharge of $578 per student.
This has not been inexpensive.
No, it's not inexpensive.
In this school district, 35% of the students have decided to take their classes online, live with a teacher. The one advantage to this, if there's an outbreak at a school and they have to close the school down, everyone can pivot to online classes.
Over at Golden Gate High School, a more complicated puzzle. How to teach 1,760 students 120 subjects with only 76 teachers with a max of 18 students per class. A problem keeping high school principal Tobin Walcott up at night.
When do the answers come to you about this?
Sometimes at 2:30 in the morning.
Sleepless nights for everyone who wants to know, will there be football? No answer yet, but the band will play on. In the music room, trombones 9 feet apart because of the breath expelled. Back to school? Anything but back to normal. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Collier County, Florida.
Still ahead, electric bike dangers, a new warning following the accident that broke Simon Cowell's back. Anti-government protests intensified today in Beirut. For the second day, security forces clashed with citizens demanding answers about that deadly explosion last week. World leaders are now pledging some $300 million in aid. Here in the United States, celebrity Simon Cowell is in the hospital tonight with a broken back following an accident on an electric bicycle. As Aaron McLaughlin reports, these types of bikes are becoming more popular, but also more dangerous.
A lot of anticipation, not much promise or delivery.
Tonight, Simon Cowell, known for his sharp commentary, is recovering from back surgery. This video showing Cowell biking earlier this year. But on Saturday, the television judge had been testing his new electric bike in the courtyard of his Malibu home. The 60-year-old broke his back in a number of places, according to the statement put out by his spokesperson. Cowell underwent a 6-hour surgery. The statement also says he's under observation and is doing fine. With the pandemic, electric bike sales are on the rise, with top manufacturers reporting more than 100% increase in U.S. sales.
E-bikes are actually the largest growing category in cycling nowadays. You're able to get out, ride, not have to put out too much effort, but you're still exercising.
But experts say electric bikes are 3 times more likely to result in severe injury, requiring hospitalization than a normal bike. The issue, electric bikes go faster.
And that increase of like 10 miles an hour makes a huge difference. We know from
Charles DiMaggio is the author of a study looking at electric bike and scooter safety. He says the largest portion of e-bike injuries are folks over the age of 50.
They are attracting a lot of older folks, and those folks are getting injured in them. And when they do get injured, those injuries tend to be more severe and significant.
What just happened was extraordinary.
No word on how Cowell's injury will impact the new season of NBC's America's Got Talent.
Live Tuesday.
The first live show scheduled to air Tuesday. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News, Los Angeles.
When we come back, life-changing moves. The little boy dancing against all odds and the big opportunity thanks to a superstar actress. There's good news tonight about a young boy who's dancing his way into the hearts of millions. And the people who saw him on social media now helping make his dreams come true. On the rain-soaked streets of Lagos, Nigeria, shoeless, 11-year-old Anthony Madu dances. He leaps and pirouettes, motivated by passion, unrestrained by his circumstance. How does ballet dancing make you feel?
It makes me feel strong and happy when I'm dancing.
These quiet, graceful moments posted to social media early this summer by his dance teacher are putting Anthony on a path he and his mom never could have imagined. What do you see your future like?
I see my future like that I'm going to be a professional dancer when I grow up.
It's a dream now within reach thanks to his instructor, Daniel Ayala, founder of the Leap of Dance Academy. His goal? Making ballet accessible by providing free lessons and helping break barriers. 1, 2. He put that now viral clip online, and support started pouring in. Celebrities like Viola Davis writing, "Reminds me of the beauty of my people." For actress and singer Cynthia Erivo, it was also personal.
They're in Nigeria. I happen to be Nigerian as well. And I was like, what? This felt like it was a kismet moment.
She was so moved by Anthony's performance, she connected him with the prestigious American Ballet Theater, which has since offered him a scholarship.
I think it's extremely important because I think boys are not encouraged to do this incredibly hard craft that actually encourages strength and stamina and beauty.
American Ballet Theater is home to acclaimed soloist Calvin Royal III. Now offering encouragement from half a world away.
I just wanted to say hi to you guys, to let you know that, like, you are not only changing your world there in Africa, but you're changing the hearts and minds of so many people. Anthony, you know, I am so proud of you. And all of you guys there at the school, keep going, keep chasing your dreams. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And it's not just the American Ballet Theater. That viral video has resulted in other offers to help Anthony and the Leap of Dance Academy. That's NBC Nightly News for this Sunday. Lester Holt will be in tomorrow. I'm Jose Diaz-Balart reporting. Thank you for the privilege of your time, and good night.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click